Well, good evening, race fans. Welcome to Ohsweken Speedway Championship night presented by Epic Racewear. Strickland's GMC Great Sprint Heat Race number 1. The 9C is Brian Nanakoke. 56 is Derek Lemaire. The 74 is Rob Neely. Hurricane Hannah Farrell in the 4. Eric Gledhill in the 14. Bailey Hurd in the 70. Adrian Staley in the 50 LS. There's the 88 of Jesse McDonald, the 08 of Stephen Beckett, and the 14T of Noel Teal. Derek Lemaire going to lead lap number 1 as the field goes down into turn 1. Brian Nanakoke right behind. Then it's Hannah Farrell, Rob Neely, and Bailey Hurd hanging on to that last transfer spot. Jesse McDonald 1 spot out of qualifying, and he's got Eric Gledhill right on his tail in the 14 machine. Gledhill gets a little loosened too. That gives McDonald some breathing room, but Jesse McDonald's got to get up on the wheel and close in on Bailey Hurd.
Down the corner when they go, Lemaire leads over Hannah Farrell. Then it's Brian Nanakoke back there. The challenge for the lead heats up in 3. Farrell down to the inside of Lemaire. They're side by side through corner number 4, coming down to the cross flag. Farrell leads at the line, and Adam, it's been quite the stretch here for Hannah Farrell. She's really getting close to that first career win.
She absolutely is, and talk about getting hot at the right time. You know, the season started out as a struggle, but when you end strong, the off season is more important than people think in racing, because the way you leave the previous season sets the tone for the entire winter. Watch for her to come out strong next season.
Here she is out in front with 2 laps left to go over Derek Lemaire, Brian Nanakoke, and Rob Neely are top 4. Right now Bailey Hurd sits back in 5th with Jesse McDonald, Stephen Beckett deep in the field. He's one of those drivers up there within the top 10 hanging on in the point standings.
White flag is out. 1 more lap to go. Bailey Hurd still in 5th. Jesse McDonald, you're right. Stephen Beckett well out of a transfer spot right now, so a tough start to the night for Beckett in the 08. A great start for the Hurricane. Hannah Farrell, she takes the win, followed by Lemaire, Nanakoke, Neely, Hurd. Headed to the B main are Jesse McDonald, Stephen Beckett, Gledhill, Staley, and Noel Teal.
Yeah, Beckett comes into tonight 4th place in the standings in that 08, so he'll have to transfer through the B main tonight. But Hannah Farrell continues the hot hand here this evening in the Oakwood Transport number 4, picking up the heat race win after a couple of weeks on the podium.
And I don't fire many compliments your way, and there's a good reason for it. But it was you who said, you know what, we've got a lot of fans who have watched all year long and supported our broadcast. We want to make sure that we support them and keep the stream up, and that is what is happening.
Ready to go with their second qualifying heat of the night for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. Matt Hill, Johnny Miller will bring us to the green flag as they head down the front stretch into corner number 1 with Jordan Hill, Jacob Dykstra behind them in row 2. A.J. Lewis, Spencer Davis back there, as well as Travis Hofstetter. So right now, a couple of cars will go to the B main out of this one, as we had a couple peel off there at the last moment.
Yeah, I saw Derek Miller off into the pits. Not sure who else wheeled off into pit lane. Is Johnny Miller with a slick move to the outside of Hill. Jacob Dykstra, the door got closed on him. He'll take it up to the high side in the 3rd place and now slice his way down to the bottom.
Jason Dixon, the other car that didn't make the call. I don't believe he actually even came out onto the racetrack, so those are the 2 cars missing here as we get going down the backstretch. The Iceman, Johnny Miller, out in front over Jacob Dykstra. Then it's Matt Hill riding in 3rd. Jordan Hill looking to his inside and one hard into the wall.
Big one off of turn number 3.
Travis Hofstetter over on his side, a hard impact over there up in the hay bales. And there goes the steering wheel, Adam.
Well, we love the steering wheel toss. It's there for a reason. It's one of the ways they can tell us they are okay.
Well, they clean up that mess. I'm going to come down here for my impromptu victory lane. And Kyle, you got something for the boys up there, don't you? Kyle, I gave Kyle something to give you guys today. And Sean, you got to get out of your buggy to take a picture of this, because I just want everybody to see that. They challenged me to a grudge match, and this is my trophy. So many jokes going around my head right now. I don't know if we can bolt on that much weight to get me up to you, big guy.
No, you really can't.
It wouldn't be safe.
You're barely half the man I am, and your safety is not my concern.
Not offended.
Johnny Miller going to lead us to the green. Jacob Dykstra in second. Hill running in the third spot, a little bit slow on that restart.
Dykstra in there deep in corner number 2. Miller had to let up as he was right in his tire tracks. As they come this time by across the start-finish line, we'll be halfway done. 4 in, 4 to go in heat race 2.
A.J. Lewis having a nice drive out there in that 24A. They lost most of their season to mechanical problems, but Lewis last week got some time in that race car up to speed, and tonight he's having a good run. Moves up into the 4th spot, getting around Jordan Hill.
Jacob Dykstra checking out away from Johnny Miller, who's drifting back in that 2nd spot. Matt Hill with a good solid run up in 3rd. A.J. Lewis following him, and Jordan Hill, the final transfer car. Spencer Davis right now on the outside looking in.
Lewis looking to the inside of Hill. Hill will close that door on the bottom. Lewis going to go up to the high side, sort of work around the middle of 1 and 2 and close in on the rear tail tank of the Hill machine right in front. Now he's going to come down to the banking to the white flag.
One more time around for Jacob Dykstra. Tim's Lawn Care. Jennifer Hatch Coldwell Banker, number 5D, the driver at Port Colborne, Ontario, will sail it off of corner 4 to the checkered flag. Pick up heat race number 2. A win there over Johnny Miller. A.J. Lewis gets by Matt Hill. And 5th, and the final transfer spot will be Jordan Hill in the 28. Spencer Davis will go to tonight's B main. Someone asked, are you the voice of Jacassa Motor Speedway from Monday? Yes, Adam Ross, my partner in crime, was the man.
And so was Clinton Jeffrey. Yeah, I had a blast working with Clint. You know, you don't always think he's the boss here. He's got 1,000 things to worry about on a given night. But starting position in these crate sprints, Greg, and there's been a lot of rumbling going around in the pit. Some of these drivers would like to see a handicap system incorporated into the show. I would be 100% for a handicap system in this division. How much fun would that be to watch the top cars every week and the points start from 18th at best?
That'd be tough. That would be a tough haul to get from that deep with these cars so evenly matched. Green flag goes in the air. Shane Stickle will lead them down into corner number 1.
Lucas Smith was looking for an opening, couldn't find one. He's actually going to lose a spot to Trevor Young momentarily, and then Connor Mahoney to the inside. Makes it 3 wide. Battle for 5th.
Side by side of the line, Jerry Hill edges ahead of Shane Stickle, takes the lead in corner number 2. Liam Martin trying that same outside line. He'll tuck into 3rd. Now the battle for position is Lucas Smith. He gets by DJ Christie, draws up wheel to wheel with Liam Martin, tucks back in and forward.
Yeah, Lucas Smith has really been charging these corners, but he had nowhere to go there as Liam Smith had position on the high side. He regrouped and makes the pass in the next corner. Shane Stickle doing a nice job in the 2nd spot.
It's Hill, Stickle, Smith, and Martin. The top 4 with Connor Mahoney, that 5th and final transfer car. So you've got Trevor Young, Paul Clagger, DJ Christie, and Darren Dryden right now back in the B main territory. And kind of a surprise for DJ Christie. He is dropping towards the back.
Second driver tonight in the top 5 in points to look like he's not going to transfer in. Anything can happen as laps wind down, but DJ Christie has fallen right to the back.
Side by side for the lead as Lucas Smith looks to the inside of Jerry Hill. They go down into corner number 3. He'll take another stab at it. This time by it'll be 2 laps left to go for Hill. Over Smith, then Stickle, Martin, and Mahoney.
Shane Stickle again doing a fine job. I'm fixated on that 39 machine. He's holding a pretty wheel right now, well into a qualified spot. And this was a fairly stacked heat. White flag is out. Jerry Hill continues to lead, but Lucas Smith looks to the bottom.
Lucas Smith just really needs to make sure he gets into the A main. He comes in 12 points back of Nick Sheridan. He's the next closest in contention for the title. Looks like he's going to finish 2nd as Jerry Hill picks up the win over Smith. And it's Stickle at the line. Martin ahead of Mahoney. Those 5 cars transfer, so Clagger, Young, Dryden, and DJ Christie, who came to a stop up in corner 2, will all go to tonight's B main.
Something we can definitely talk about. You know, around here, Glenn, for the past 10 years, has really wanted to make this a racer's track. And if it's what the race teams want, we'll find a way to make it happen. Quick note on Jesse Costa. It was not a blown motor last week. It was the drivetrain issue. So they're hoping for a better one here tonight. He needs to recoup, starting on the pole here in the 52. Was not engine, was drivetrain issues last week.
Green flag is out, so Jesse Costa has a lot of work to do here tonight to get back to the top of the pile. The guy he's chasing is in this qualifying heat as Nick Sheridan sits back there in position 4.
Nick Sheridan just did a great job there in turn 2. He may have lost spots to Downey and Blaine Barrow the way things were looking, but Downey and Barrow kind of got locked up there, and Nick Sheridan up into 3rd. So a nice job by that youngster to get himself into a comfortable position.
Tossed out front over Baker, Sheridan, Hill, and Alan Downey. Transfer cars right now with Blaine Barrow, Brandon Merle, Brad Herron, and Tyler Walker on the outside. Tyler Ward, rather, on the outside. That was a name slip and a half there.
It happens. Halfway through already this qualifying heat. That 5th position, Alan Downey has it in the 19. Right behind him, it's Blaine Barrow and Brandon Merle. They don't look to be really closing the gap on that 5th spot. In fact, Barrow just about parked it in the fence there in turn number 2. That allows Alan Downey a bit of breathing room, although, of course, with these cars, there's no way for Downey to know if he has that much room. And, Greg, I'm looking at the racetrack. I think we're going to have a nice, wide, slick surface tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that when they were prepping the track earlier. Look, really good, nice and smooth. And, last couple of weeks, there were some moisture issues. Things were a little bit bumpy through the corners, but it looks nice and smooth here tonight. Not a lot of dust. And Jesse Costa certainly likes it. Man, he is hooked up and gone in this final qualifying heat.
Costa out in front by a wide margin over Terry Baker and Sheridan. He'll take the win. Baker, Sheridan, Downey, and Hill for 5th.
Yeah, guys, I was watching Matt Hill, and that one rocked the outside. Looked really good in the 69 NREM car, probably the best he has all year. Super smooth on that upper groove, and as they continue to work it, you're right, it is going to smooth and widen out. We'll do a quick track report here as we've got a bit of an early situation here. So if you can see what's going on here, you've got a bit of the track rolling up, as we say, and as the cars hit it, it will flip.
From Scotland, the 83 is Spencer Davis. 4th out of Welland, the 3B is Blaine Barrow. 5th from Burford, the 12 is Brad Herron. 6th from Thamesford, the 14 is Eric Gledhill. 7th from Woodstock, the 29W, Tyler Ward. 8th from Beachville, the 5 is DJ Christie. And rounding out the field from Ohsweken is Derek Miller.
DJ Christie goes around. This has not been his night. He'll come to a stop in corner 2, and that will put us back under the caution flag.
Yeah, that was a tough run down the front stretch into turn number 1. There was a lot of jockeying for position. James Woods, who was the donor of one of the go-karts last night that we raced in, said, I know Ron and I thought we might be buying body parts a couple times there for the cars, because when you spun around, I clipped you pretty good with the inside. Beckett on the outside. Blaine Barrow with a big run last time. I don't think Beckett's going to let that happen again. Unless he does.
Wow, they are hungry to get into the A-main. Look at them all going at it here. Blaine Barrow side by side. Paul Clagger inches ahead into corner number 3.
DJ Christie with a bold move, threading the needle between Spencer Davis and Stephen Beckett. Beckett returns the favor, gets up in front of the 5 of Christie.
Christie handling that car with some problems at nose wing. Toppled over on the left side, gives him a little bit more of a handful, and he's got to get up inside that top 2.
Two drivers will transfer. Paul Klager with a problem in the Schneider Electric number 1. That car is just not up to song out there as he is trying now to get out of the way. The top two have driven away now. Gledhill and Christie battle for third.
Heartbreaker for Paul Klager came into tonight's 6th place in the points. This will hurt his cause here this evening as they work down the backstretch. Blaine Barrow leads over Stephen Beckett. Then it's Gledhill and Christie with the cross flags coming out.
6th place in points is out of the race. 5th place in points is out of a transfer spot in DJ Christie. The top two duking it out. Blaine Barrow in the 3B, Stephen Beckett in the 08.
Beckett down to the inside of Blaine Barrow, and Blaine Barrow, since his crash on the front stretch, why is it? Comes out and now all of a sudden is right up there running strong, and Blaine, ever since that wreck, has really had things going. Here he is in a transfer spot looking racy in the richest drywall, number 3B.
Barrow in the 2nd spot, but Gledhill is closing the gap in that number 14. Eric Gledhill is really gobbling up the distance to Blaine Barrow. He lost a bit of time there in turn 2.
Oh, DJ Christie with problems at a corner 2. Banging on the steering wheel. He is upset. Driver the 5-star is going to come to a stop down in corner number 3. And the caution flag will come out. Wondering if it maybe just hopped out of gear and he thinks he can get it refired. That being the reason he didn't pull to the infield. He may feel he still has a shot here.
You may be right.
Could see him as he was going down the backstretch. It looked like he was pounding his fists on the steering wheel, just upset.
Yeah, he's not.
That one.
Doug Leonard scolding. And we got some so you've got 5 backpacks to give away? Yeah. Courtesy of Mr. Hill. Well, leave them here and we'll get that done in the next 5 minutes or so. If you're okay doing that.
Back to the green flag. Stephen Beckett leads. And here comes Eric Gledhill trying to get into a transfer spot, but Blaine Barrow scoots back by.
Blaine Barrow up into 2nd. Gledhill working the bottom of the racetrack. Brad Herron right behind him. 2 laps to go.
Stephen Beckett leads him down into corner number 1. Barrow and Gledhill wheel to wheel as they work off of corner 2. Gledhill gets a good run in the Oakwood Transport number 14.
These guys racing hard. This is their chance to get into the show. Gledhill on the bottom, Barrow up top, 1 lap to go.
Barrow working that outside line. This is how intense it can be for these drivers. 1 spot, you're done for the night. Barrow now looks down to the inside of Gledhill. Coming to the checkered flag. Beckett will get the win, and Gledhill will get the final transfer spot in this B main over Barrow. And then it'll be Herron coming home in 4th. DJ Christie, the winner 2 weeks ago, will not make the A main. Spencer Davis and Derek Miller done for the evening as well.
Greg, this is more your forte, I'd have to say. What do you want to do with these backpacks?
All right.
This is your opportunity to meet a crate sprint car driver as well, because he's going to be at the top of the. And now the orange is coming right up to the announcer's tower. I see 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's going to be a race for the last spot. Heck, I'm wearing orange. I'd take 20. Happy birthday to Tony Kelly. Wow, and for his birthday, he let Cole Hardy use his race car. B-Main number 2, the top 2 will qualify. Jesse McDonald in the 88, Brandon Merle in the 19, Trevor Young in the 51, Travis Hofstadter scheduled to be out here in the 2, Darren Dryden in the 43, Adrian Staley in the 50, Noel Teal in the 14, and Jason Dixon in the 69.
Final 2 spots into the A main for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. All the blue and white cars made it into this B main.
Yeah, that's a lot of blue.
As Noel Teal goes around on corner 4, and that will put us under the caution.
Voices in those.
Sorry.
Earpieces.
I forgot there's no professionalism with you.
Here's how it's going to work, guys. We're going to finish this crate B main, then we're going to come back with a quick intermission to intro the show. Then we'll get going with the mini stock B main. Here we go.
Jesse McDonald down in the corner number 1 in the Enrium Dynamics car number 88. Adrian Staley back there in the 50 machine. Brandon Merle in that number 19 makes the long haul from Gore's Landing to get here to Strickland Speedway on a Friday night. He's sitting there looking at those top two, just trying to claw his way into the A-main.
I like what Darren Dryden did there, headed right up to the outside of the racetrack. If he can figure out how to keep that 43 wound up, I think he could make some tracks. He's just losing a little bit too much speed heading up there.
Jesse McDonald out in front, Adrian Staley. Those are the two cars right now headed to the A-main here tonight as they work it across the stripe to complete lap number 4.
Jesse McDonald struggled in his qualifying heat, and of course that's what led him to run this B-main. Trouble in turn 2. Noel Teal around once again, and that'll bring out a yellow.
All right, we'll get you folks to get your fan appreciation tickets out right now. We're going to announce the winning numbers for the fan appreciation draw. These are the tickets you got on your way into the...
And Noel Teal in the 14T pulling that NREM Dynamics machine into the pits.
Green is out. Jesse McDonald leads it into corner 1, and Adrian Staley opens the inside lane for Brandon Merle, but he'll have to slide back in that third spot. Staley got a good run through 2.
Yeah, Staley getting a good start, and he definitely needed it. Built up a bit of a cushion over Merle. Darren Dryden back in 4th. Trevor Young in 5th. Laps are winding down. It'll be white flag this time at a turn number 4, I believe. No, I'm wrong.
Donald Staley still the top 2. Make it into tonight's A-main for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. Kyle McKenzie will put up the popsicle 6 this time by.
Staley doing a great job in that 50. The pressure is on in a race like this where you have to perform. As I say that, Staley got wicked loose in turn 1, but Brandon Merle not able to close in.
Down the backstretch for the final time, Jesse McDonald leads over Adrian Staley. As we work it off a corner 4, checkers out. McDonald will pick up the win. Staley will also go to the A-main. Brandon Merle, Darren Dryden, and Trevor Young will be done for the evening. So that concludes qualifying for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. We'll do the lucky program prize draw really quick here. So get your programs out. You can claim your prizes down to the base of the flag stand.
Rolling alongside one of our safety vehicles out there on the racetrack. White flag, Kyle McKenzie says we're going to let you loose in one more lap. The Hurricane Hanna Farrell, she won her qualifying heat. She is still looking for feature win number 1. Could this be the night?
It all comes down to this, the championship on the line for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. You got to bet the butterflies are buzzing around inside now.
Double green flags in the air. We are underway with the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint feature event.
Bold move right off the bat by Nick Sheridan. Dropped down to the inside lane in that third position, trying to track down Jesse Costa and Hanna Farrell. He's right now where he wants to be, coming down to complete lap 1.
First lap clean and green. We've got one up off the racetrack. I believe that's Adrian Staley at the tail end of the field. He will gather it up and keep on going.
Here comes Sheridan as Johnny Miller has problems mid-pack, drops back a few positions, get the car back up to speed. Top 3, it's Hanna Farrell, Jesse Costa, Nick Sheridan, and you've got Jacob Dykstra back there in 4th, and how about A.J. Lewis up there inside the top 5?
Yeah, A.J. Lewis having a great run in that Insta Panels number 24A. That's Lucas Smith right behind him. So all the players in the championship, our 3 contenders, are in the top 6 already.
Hannah Farrell has been on fire as of late. She's been on the podium the last couple of weeks. She did have the rule infraction that bumped her off the podium in one of those races, but she's proved that she belongs up here in front. She's come oh so close in the past. Does not yet have that win. She's on track for it right now.
Jacob Dykstra makes a pass on Nick Sheridan for the third spot. Sheridan back to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll try to take it back, but no, Jacob Dykstra has the spot at the line.
They work down the backstretch. The leader's already seeing lap traffic in front in that first lap car. That's going to be Jesse McDonald. I talked to him at the start of the night. He said, just can't wait for this season to get over. It started out good for the driver of the 88, but didn't end so well.
He had some hard crashes along the way, and I know they affected him. He was a hurting unit for a little bit of this season. Is right in front of Hannah Farrell. McDonald shoots to the outside of the racetrack.
Farrell leads it down across the stripe, and now we'll have Johnny Miller right in her sights as Jesse Costa has gotten by the 88 of Jesse McDonald, and now Nick Sheridan feeling some pressure from Jacob Dykstra. Sheridan sits in third. He's got Dykstra and Smith right behind him. Smith knows he needs to get by that 45.
It's an important pass for Lucas Smith in that 49 machine as he heads to the outside of the racetrack. Hannah Farrell gets bottled up behind Johnny Miller. Here comes Jesse Costa.
Yeah, that cost her a lot as Jesse Costa's right there in the back. Nerf bar. Costa slinks around the outside of Miller. Down into corner one they go with Hannah Farrell thick in traffic. Costa there loses a little ground in corner two, and Nick Sheridan begins to reel the top two in.
Lucas Smith just tried to put a move on Jacob Dykstra. He really got crossed up there in turn number two, had to check up. Now we'll make a move on Nick Sheridan. Slide job. Sheridan having some handling issues in that 45.
He said it is what it is in his interview at the start of the night, and that pass just said it all. He knew he had to get by. He works by Sheridan, shuts the door, as out in front. Farrell leads over Costa, Dykstra, now Smith and Sheridan back to fifth.
Clean and green we've been since the drop of the green flag. Hannah Farrell to the inside of Adrian Staley. She's working the bottom of the racetrack. 8 laps to go. Jesse Costa not too far behind, working the outside.
Wow, Farrell really got bottled up behind Shane Stickle and Adrian Staley. Here comes Costa around the outside, shoots by Stickle. He's there within a car length now in corner three.
Costa up on the outside. Hannah Farrell gingerly working the inside of the racetrack. That requires a lot of throttle control, Greg. Farrell still on the bottom. Here comes Costa down the back straightaway for the lead.
He gets it going into corner number three. They stay wheel to wheel now. Going up on the high side of four is Costa. Working it off the corner of the stripe. Jesse Costa to the point.
6 laps remain in this feature event. Jacob Dykstra starting to close in as well. Lucas Smith driving away from Nick Sheridan. A couple of drivers out here could really benefit from a yellow flag, but nothing doing right now as Johnny Miller takes his number 20 to the pits.
So Jesse Costa sitting out in front. The Hurricane Hannah Farrell not going away. She's still right there. Jacob Dykstra rides in third, Lucas Smith fourth, and Nick Sheridan comfortably right where he needs to be right now to clinch the title.
Hannah Farrell might have learned something just there. She ran the extreme bottom and got some grip in 3 and 4. Loses traction in 1 and 2, but she's closing on Costa.
Here they come. Costa up high. Farrell on the bottom. Here they come into heavy lap traffic. Costa thought about threading the needle. He'll try to get in one. He gets by Beckett and Hurd. Now Hannah Farrell has to do the same.
Hurd's not giving up. He powers back around the outside of Costa. So he's battling for position. He's got to keep up his fight. Here goes Farrell around Costa.
What a move there by Hannah Farrell. The Oakwood Transport number 4 goes back to the top spot. She's got 3 lap cars between her and second place Jesse Costa.
Where did that move come from? Costa had been looking better and better every lap. 1 more lap to go for Hannah Farrell.
Looking for the first career win. She's got many in the micro sprints, but none yet in the crate sprint car division. She's been driving for Bar Motorsports now for the last couple of seasons, and right in front of her teammate spins coming off of 4. Checkers coming out. Hannah Farrell will pick up her first career win.
Jesse Costa second, Jacob Dykstra third, Lucas Smith fourth, Nick Sheridan with his 5th place finish is your crate sprint car champion 2019. What a story, Greg. What a race.
Car owner Darren Barr had to be thinking, you can't be joking. as right in front of Hanna Farrell, Eric Gledhill spun Hanna's teammate, got the car back
The
around.
bottom groove. That was a hard-earned victory for the driver of the Oakwood Transport, Lucas Oil, number 4.
Lone Wolf Fireworks going to help her celebrate her first career win. Clinton Jeffries going to be down there in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane to talk to our top.
She's in the gang. They're going to head down to Victory Lane. How about a round of applause for Hanna Farrell?
Constantly stepping up that ladder, up the podium to where it pays off in a win. Talk about what it means here to be in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane on national television tonight.
It means so much to be on Victory Lane here tonight. It was an amazing race, and we were so lucky that we got back and we got back up to the top.
Who do you want to thank for what's been an amazing end to your season, Hanna?
Yeah, it's been an amazing end to the season. I really have to thank everybody at Bar Motorsports for all they do every week. I wouldn't be here without them. All my friends and family, and all of our amazing sponsors, but it wouldn't be possible without them.
Where's my female race fans? Cheer for Hanna tonight. Adam and Greg, we'll send it back up to you. We'll get ready. DNF cost you the championship here for the second year in a row. You were the leader for majority of the season. How disappointing are you?
Really disappointed, actually. 2 years in a row, you lead it pretty much to the end and get it taken away. But, that's racing. Sometimes you have good luck, sometimes bad luck. We just got all the bad bounces, I guess, this year. But congratulations to Nick. He obviously ran amazing this year. Got to thank Best Safety Training and the Vanderbeest family, Castro Canada, Leach Performance for the awesome motor, Magnum Size, D&O Towing, Wells Foundry, Ron Genitello Property Maintenance, and Welders Millwrights.
Can you take anything out of this, Jesse? A little bit of satisfaction knowing you won the race tonight. You've been fast all year for 2 years. You're the dominant car everybody's chasing. A bit of satisfaction in that?
Obviously, it's good to know that you're a front runner, but we'll just take it into next year and go from there. Hopefully, we get a couple spots better.
Jesse Costa, one of the dominant cars. Jacob, you had high hopes this year, a few times here in Mr. Transmission Victory Lane on the podium. Are you all right with your season results?
I'm okay with it. We've had some pretty bad luck this year, wrecking cars, not finishing where we wanted to. But overall, I think it was a good year for everyone. Great to see her get her first win, and I'd just like to thank all my sponsors, A to Z Expediting, Epic, WeldStar, Caldwell Banker, Bubbles and More, Castro, Renway, Tim's Lawn Care, and I'd like to thank all my crew, like my dad, Ryan, Brian. It's confusing. But they all set this car up amazingly. I wouldn't be here without them.
We have
determination. It's been amazing to watch. And most of these competitors are so very young. To show that level of composure is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and when you're in a division where there's nights you're not making the A main, that'll build character.
Sheridan, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, what a run for you, man. Just started 4 days into high school, and here you are at Champion Hours Weekend. What does that mean, buddy?
Clinton, I cannot believe it. I mean, if you would have told me at the beginning of this year we'd be sitting here right now as champions, I would have believed you. I would not have believed you at all. I mean, I can't believe it. But I mean, our team's done so well this whole year. I mean, my crew chief Rick Bird's done everything he could, and so has my dad, and we've been mixing together really well, and we got ourselves the championship.
Congrats, Nick. We'll see you at the banquet. Here's his rookie year. Wins the championship, gives a big hug to his dad Ron and his brother Jake, as well